What's up, Terrors of Sean Korea with Toon Destined here, bringing to you another video. This time around, it's going to be an updated deck profile on my past CS Omni list. I just played Omni in yesterday's Unsung Digimon Regionals event, and I got 15th place, securing my invite for Nats 2, so I'm super stoked about that. But I changed the list, I guess, a decent amount. I really love the current iteration of it, and I will be the first to say it. CS Omni is better than the other version. I'm just gonna say that straight up. I have never lost the mirror with this list. I really think that in the mirror version, it's sorry, this is my cat. In the mirror, in the Omni mirror, you just have to play. I think CS Omni is just better. I'm just gonna say that. For several reasons, Nokia gives DP boost, so like if it's a lot easier to get Nokia out with CS Omni, utilizing things like Yugo and Mirai. It's so easy to get Nokia out. It's like, yes, oh, well, the deck is dependent on Nokia, but it's just so easy to see it. I never had a problem seeing Nokia except for one game in one of my matches. And that was the first time I dug like 20 cards and I couldn't see it. But anyways, I'm gonna stop talking real quick before I go over the quick deck profile. I'll just give you guys a rundown of my matchup spread. So round one was against like the mat based Koro Omni. That was 2-0. Round two was against Onion, one of the representatives for Nats. He was playing Machine. I won that one 2-1. Machine is a freaking crazy deck, by the way. There's a reason why I got so many placements. I had no idea it was that strong, but he showed me the world there. Round three was my first loss. It was against Genku Wall. I lost that 0-2, so that was actually pretty terrible. Basically, Genku Wall was really tough because of the immunity. I didn't have my pieces. I feel like in theory it shouldn't be that bad, but I could never get a setup with like Miraculous, or sometimes I was missing my pieces, which was kind of weird. It was just he just like full turboed ahead of me. He was able to set up everything, medievals and whatnot, and it was just kind of tough to get a footing there. Alphamon, that was 2-1. It was like Alphamon with like the taunt stuff. That was actually really good. I was really impressed with that. A lot closer than I thought it would be, but it was definitely a nail biter. He ended up getting game 3 because he was missing a level 5. So I was like, thank God. I was just able to I turboed into Omni and he couldn't do anything from there. Let's see. Round 5 was the Koro Omni again, like map base. 2-0 again. I just think it's just I think CS Omni is just way better in terms of consistency, especially in the mirror. I won't say that again. But round 6 Machine 1-2. That was my second loss. Second Machine there again. That was tough. I didn't see Nokia for like 20 cards on game 3. And he just like obliterated my security with 2 checks on spend, 2 checks. And there was nothing I can do. That was the only game out of like several games where I couldn't get a Nokia out, so that was tragic. Round 7 Galaxy, that was 2-1, really close match there too. I was able to go into Omni super fast after learning the matchup. Ruin mode is disgusting. He was able to go into Ruin mode like game 1, and effectively just like lock me out. So that was tough. And then round 8 Ancient Gar. So Gatsumon is really tough to deal with there. Game 1 he just turboed me out, going Atomic Inferno, swinging 3 checks basically in 1 turn, and he just obliterated me super fast. Couldn't get any time to set up, but then once I found out, I was like, yeah, I should just go into Omni right away. It wasn't really too bad because once you're into Omni and you have a Miraculous setup, there's not much they can do about that. Round 9, final round, that was Gallant. That was also 2-1. Game 1 he had the full 5 security OTK combo with Gallant X, Omni X, and it was just a one shot. Not much to say about that. I didn't have a mega setup with Miraculous, so couldn't do much there. Games 2 and 3 I set up level 6s, my megas with with Miraculous, so that's always kind of tough to deal with. Game 3, I think he was missing a level 5, so that's the way stack decks go. Really happy with my result there. So I went 7-2, only losing to Genku Wall and Machine Dramon. So that was my tournament run. Now I'm going to get super quick into this deck list. All right. Before I get into this deck list, look at this combo sleeves. I absolutely love. This is like my favorite, probably one of my favorite deck combos in a long, sleeve combos in a long time. So just had to show that off. I absolutely love it. But anyways, for the eggs, we have 4 Sume. Not much to say about that. Play a CS, draw a card. It's black based, so that's why the black rookies are better. Okay, so that's another reason why I feel like this version's better, bro. I'll get into that in a second here. For the rookies, we're starting off with the CS rookies. So we have 4 of the CS Gabu search top 3. This card is easily the best rookie in the deck, in my opinion. That and the Agu is obviously really good recurring from trash, but top 3, add a card with Omni and Tech, so you can add Miraculous. Really insane. And then add a CS trade on top of that. So most of the time you're adding 2, and then end of turn DNA. That's important because you're passing over so much memory with the warping. Then we have 4 Agu. For the CS Agu, again, no brainer. This is a CS deck. You need to run CS cards. Getting stuff from trash is always clutch, especially in the mid to late game moments. This Agu then becomes arguably the better rookie just because most of your pieces are going to be in trash already. That's it for the CS rookies. Now we have 3 of the... We're going to get into the black rookies here. We have 3 of the EX4 Gabu. Search top 3, add a Garuru in name, and then an Agu Greymon Omni. So it's potentially an add 2. But also the other thing to note out is placing them back on the top of your deck. That comes up so much. It's actually kind of insane. And I think it's super underrated because there's so many times where I'm like, oh, shoot, I don't have a Nokia out, but let's say I have a Mirai out. I play Gabu, search top 3. There's a Nokia, like that's the second card. I add 2 and then, or I add 1 and then I put Nokia on the top deck. Then the next turn I can do the Mirai's effect of playing the Nokia. That's insane. Like being able to organize your draws is honestly so valuable and super underlooked. The gain of memory inheritable can also come up really clutch because then you're digivolving for 5 instead of 6. If you go on top of, let's say, Gabu first, then you can warp your other one, your end of turn. Let's say your end of turn Agu into War Gray, and then you gain a memory going to 5. So that's very good. Being able to digivolve into your Sume here is also very valuable. Someone was trying to argue against me, saying that like well, yeah, you get the search, but Koro is arguably a better draw. Now my stance on that is, yes, you can get a pretty good consistent draw with Koro because you just swing and that's it. You call it a day. Sometimes you're not getting a draw off Sume because you're playing the Gabu instead. But to be honest, it's sometimes you don't want to swing into security, and like especially against Tamer based decks, against the mirror, you really. I mean, you can swing against security, but you don't want to swing security too often, unless you're really pushing for game. Last of the rookies, 3 of the EX4 Agu. Basically the same thing as the Gabu, except you're picking up a Greymon name and then Garuru, Gabu, or Omni. So same thing. Really valuable rookies there. I'd definitely rather run like the Agus and Gabus rather than like let's say more Ukos or something. You can run Ukos. That's not bad. It's not a bad idea. I just like having all those options. That way I'm never missing an Agu. I'm never missing a Gabu, which I used to have a problem with before my old list. I'd be like, oh, I don't have a Gabu. I don't have an Agu. But I was running less, I think. So anyways, this is going to be no different. So we have 4 of the CS Melga and then 1 of the old BT17 Melga. CS Melga, obviously it's really good for bouncing, and then the old Melga is really good for freezing. So honestly, I kind of want to run more Melga. I feel like 5 is the perfect ratio just because sometimes I would have too many of these in hand. I wanted to make space for more searching abilities, and I opted to have 4 and 1 because it's a CS deck. So obviously I'm going to be able to pick up this Melga more. Next up is just the four of the CS War Gray, and then one of the old BT17 War Gray. Again, this is basically the same ratio. 5, I feel like, is a perfect number for me. I know a lot of people run at 6, which I could see that. I could see that. Honestly, going forward, I might put in an extra 1/1. But to be honest, there's so many times where you get so much searching and draw power in this deck that most of the time I just have everything in my hand. So um, I know that sounds kind of crazy to say, but I feel like having more search means that you're always going to see your piece. So that's why I like the black rookies as well. That's pretty much it for that. Next up for the Omnis, let's 3 CS Omni, so same thing. When Digivolving, for every 2 same level cards, this Digimon's stack has returned one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of the deck. And then on play when attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP as block or decode. Just watch out for the colors for the decode that you play out, so you can't do like Agu and then a black Gabu or something. Because it's red, black, and blue, yellow. Next up, we have 2 Alter S. This card's really cracked for, let's say, like you need to swing, but there's aces or there's something that's going to happen when you swing. Alter S is the one that you want to see. It's kind of unfortunate because you don't have a then you may attack effect like CS Omni. So that's kind of tough if you're trying to push her stuff, but Matt Tai kind of solves that problem. Alter S, it's really good. Swing, trash, unsuspend, swing again, end of attack, put in security, play 2 bodies out, do it again. You have multiples of these, it's just that's instant OTK. It's kind of Alter S is kind of an unfair card. I only have it at 2 because I literally feel like I see this all the time. A lot of times there's a bunch of games where I'm like sitting on 2 of them in my hand. I'm just like, okay, that's great. So I feel like if I run it at 3, it's kind of just like overkill at that point. But to each their own. You can run 3 if you want. 2 of the old Blast Omni. Not much to say about this one. 2, I think, is the perfect amount. I never needed it more, never needed it less. I'm basically never going into this one. The reason why I run more CS Omni versus like Alter S is because, like, let's say they answer your level 6 stack and you have to do Miraculous, you would definitely rather go into this Omni just because this one has decode. So if this gets answered, and it has a when attacking, so if this gets answered, then you at least get bodies out. Alter S, it's cool because like you get to delete something and it becomes unaffected, but then the following turn, let's say you're in the Omni Mirror, it loses its protection because you Digivolved to protect on that turn. So then it's immune on that turn, but then the following turn it's not immune. That's kind of terrible. You know what I mean? So that's why most of the time, if you're doing Miraculous, you want to go into this Omni. But sometimes you have to go into this Omni. Sometimes it's better to go into this Omni, but the problem is obviously it's overflow. So if they bait out your Miraculous and you go into this Omni, and then they answer the Omni, then it's overflow. So that's the only thing that deters me from that Omni. But having an ace, your opponent always has to respect it. For last Omni, we have a 1 of Alter B. I love this card. People say it's win more. I can kind of get behind that. It can be win more. In fact, if you want to argue, you could probably make this the 3rd Alter S. Or you could make it maybe a tech card. But I love Alter B, especially in this meta. In fact, in one of my machine games, I won because I had Alter B. I didn't have I think I already had like an Omni on board. Like I think I used Miraculous to save my Omni together, and then from there it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm a CS Omni, but then I literally just did Alter B and I like de-digivolved his machine stack by like 3, and then swung out for game. So that's absolutely disgusting. I think that came up in 2 different games. Both times I think I was in CS Omni, and the following turn I just go Alter B, swing for game, and then it's like the most disgusting thing ever. This is like your instant win button. Like if you're able to go into Omni turn 2, and then you just have Alter B in hand. You literally just swing with Omni on trash on suspend, and then you go trash on suspend, hit one, and then you go Alter B for game, and that's disgusting. That's something that you can't do with if you were to like have multiple Alter S's. You know, that's why it's like it's so nasty as a one of, and Digivolve is a nasty mechanic. For the Tamers for Nokia, it's CS Omni, so you gotta have Nokia. Plus 1K is also so clutch in the mirror. There's been times where I'm playing against like the Matt and Thai base, and they don't have Nokia out, and they run into my security 15K Alter S onto a 15K Omni, and they just die. There was one instance where they were swinging. They had one Nokia. I had two Nokias out, and then I miraculous go into Omni, and then I block. And then my Omni was 17 to their 16. So that is all. The plus 1K DP is actually so stinking clutch. It's very valuable. Next up, we just have one in the Nokia. Play out an Agu or Gabu from the hand. When you Digivolve into a Greymon, Guru, Omni, tap to reduce by one. Six Nokias is good. I was running two of this Nokia for a while. It's kind of overkill. Sometimes I don't even play this one ever, and it's just sitting in my hand. But sometimes it's nice to pass this as a three drop, and then you have a Nokia. So it's just nice to have an extra Nokia name. Again, five is like my number. I've realized. So next up, probably other than Nokia, probably one of the GOAT tamers. We have Yugo. Yugo's top 3, add a card with CS in his hand. When any of your Digimon or Tamers with a CS trait are played, by returning this tamer to the bottom of the deck, reduce the play cost by 2. I think people, and by people I mean I was sleeping on Yugo, and then I was adding more and more Yugos to my list, and I was like, nah, Yugo is so freaking cracked. And it was in an Omni mirror. I think it was my first match. I literally I had a Yugo out. I did Yugo into bottom deck it into Yugo, into bottom decking it into Mirai, and then the following turn, so it was Yugo search top 3, add a card. Yugo search top 3, add a card. Mirai trash to draw 2, and then the following turn, Mirai bottom deck into Nokia, and that is just so cracked, and that to me is invaluable. At bare minimum, you're playing Nokia for 3 by bottom decking it. You're playing Mirai for 1. You're playing all of your rookies for 1. So in a way, it's also like a soft Nokia. You know what I mean? If you have this set up, and like let's say you need the memory to like do like this gives you, if you have a Yugo setup with a Nokia, that gives you the memory to play both Miraculous and another rookie. So that's 2 rookies you can play in 1 turn just with a Yugo. Sometimes I'll do like Miraculous, play Gabu, search, and then let's say Yugo, play this Agu to pick up the other piece that I need, and then I just Digivolve for 6. Like that is so disgusting, because then you have Miraculous set up, you have Yugo set up, and you're just in business. You pass your opponent to 6 memory, but do you really care if you have Miraculous and 2 Mega set up? I don't think so. So Yugo, one of the GOAT tamers. That's why I'm running it at 4. Again, fight me on that one. You could argue maybe I'll go down 1 Yugo, maybe 3 Yugo, add an extra Mega. You can do that. I can get behind that if you want to go down on 1 Yugo for like an extra Melga or War Gray. Sure, that's fine. Or maybe like a Floodgate killer, because people are running like stupid Floodgates nowadays. So that could be an option. Last of the CS tamers, we have 3 Mirai. Mirai, trash, pitch a card to draw 2, and then start of main you can bottom deck it to play a CS tamer 4 costs or higher. Basically, you're playing your Mirai for free. So again, absolutely disgusting. Yugo into Mirai for 1 is another thing that comes up quite a bit, because it's like, okay, let's say you're going second, your opponent puts you to 3 because they hard drop a rookie. You play a Yugo, search top 3, pick up Mirai, you bottom deck Yugo, you play Mirai for 1, and then the following turn, assuming you have a Nokia, because you literally search through like 6 cards in 1 turn, including the draw. You have Nokia in hand, and then the following turn you just Nokia, which happens a lot. Again, so disgusting. Next up we have 2 the Matt Thai. You could probably go up on this as well. I was running at I think at 3 or 4. for my original list, but honestly, 2 has been a good number for me. I'm seeing it when I want it. Sometimes I'm never even playing it because I don't need to, and it's kind of just like a waste of space. It's 4 drop is kind of a heavy drop, but if they hit insecurity, it's like, oh, we're in business. You know what I mean? Um, Being able to at end of turn attack a player that can come up with like Alter S, but CS Omni already has that built in, so it's like, eh. A lot of times I want my CS Omni unsuspended anyway, because I want it to be a blocker. But it is nice when you have this out and then like Alter S is a thing. So, and then last for the options we have 4 Mega Knight, most broken option in the game. Play a rookie from trash or hand, and then protect your level 6s warping into DNA. Not much to say about that. That's the option in the game. Anyways, that's it. Just had a quick one for y'all, but it's a little updated. I know you guys probably see the list already on Eggman events, but I just wanted to add some commentary as to why I think CS Omni really is the way to go nowadays. But I hope you guys like this one. Catch you on the flip side. Peace out.